Right, hello. I thought I'd give you a bit of a tour of my little pad. I've got a bit of a random setup here. It's a coach house, so it's got this like utility cupboard off the garage, which has got this Hotpoint experience in it. It's more like a Hotpoint ordeal, to be honest. It replaced a Hotpoint WMA32, which had power stream and everything on it, which looked like it would have been a really good machine, but unfortunately the drum was stuck solid when I moved in, and I put it on, and I think it only reached about 500 RPM and sounded like an Intercity about to run off the tracks, frightened the life out of me. So I phoned them and they brought this one straight out as a brand new one. Transit bolts are sat down there, as you can see. Unfortunately, it looks a bit similar to an Aquarius Plus washer dryer I had in a flat in Manchester, which was excellent, but the programming is completely different on this. It sort of sits annoyingly like in silence, doing nothing in between like the wash and the rinse, and in between filling up through the pre-wash and then filling up through the main wash, and it's like, what the hell are you playing at? Just get on with it. It's got some good choice of programs. I'll try and zoom in a bit. Anti-stain, whites, cotton standard 60, cotton standard 40, synthetics, anti-allergy, baby, wool, delicates, fast wash, and then eco cycles, cotton standard 20, cotton, synthetics, fast wash, then rinse and spin. It's not too bad. It's got then variable temp and spin, and then it's got, if you can just make it out down there, super wash, extra rinse, reduce creases and time saver, and then the progress lights. Unfortunately it's not got a countdown timer though, which is the really annoying thing. So you can't really tell how long it's going to take, and it's very random with its programming, in that Cotton's 40 seems to take longer than Cotton's 60, which I know some machines can do, but this is sort of excessive. It's sort of like literally like 3 hours for a Cotton's 40. Time saver doesn't seem to knock much time off, but yet Cotton's 60 seem to be under 2 hours, so I just can't quite make out the programming on it. Also, it seems to only do 2 rinses on quite a lot of programs again, although I haven't really used it very much because it drives me mad, so I haven't really used it enough to sort of say for sure. The most silly thing about it really is the powder drawer. It fills up through the pre-wash section, and then rather than stopping, draining and then going through to the main wash, it stops, then restarts through the pre-wash section and fills nearly all the way through the pre-wash, drains a tiny bit off, sort of enough to lose all the powder if you put it through the pre-wash section, but then tops up through the main wash, but literally only fills up through the main wash section for like 5 seconds, so the powder just sits there going hard. And unless you're like a bit more enthusiastic like I am, and sort of actually like wiggle like a spoon around in the powder drawer to get the powder to go, then the powder just sits there going hard, and then won't, if it tops up, it won't get rinsed away, and then it ends up getting rinsed into the rinses instead of the wash, which is a bit strange. Don't really know what to do for the best, because if you put it in the pre-wash, it gets dumped into the sump and then drained out, and if you put it in the main wash, unless it tops up loads like it has done with this, with towels and bath mats and stuff, like on sheets and stuff, the powder just ends up staying in the powder drawer. So that's combined with the long program times and the fact that it doesn't seem to sort of like, the program temperature doesn't seem to correspond with a longer time, means I haven't really used it. I tend to go around my parents and use their Beko, and that's kind of why I decided to also plumb in the Zanussi, which I bought, upstairs, because weirdly for a coach house it's got plumbing upstairs and downstairs. I assume that some coach houses came without plumbing downstairs, so they've put them all in with plumbing sort of in the kitchen, just in case there's not a utility cupboard off the garage like there is in this one. It's ideal for me though, because I can like have 2 washing machines, which is pretty cool. Then on top there's this old little beast, Hotpoint Reversomatic TS12. It's actually really good, quick, doesn't crease too much. Obviously it's small, but it's a good little dryer. Quite pleasantly surprised with that, because I haven't used a little dryer since my parents had a really old Hotpoint in the 80s. But yeah, this is really quiet. That's one good thing about this Hotpoint, but it's just that whole powder draw and program time thing that's a bit annoying. So yeah, then off the garage into the main bit of the garage. This is my sort of collection, if you like. I've got 3 machines in here. There's Zanussi Z9292T, which is an old washcraft. Nearly top of the range one. It's quite rare. Most of them are the lower spec Z9191Ts. Then I've got Zanussi FL1012. Unfortunately, it's starting to get a bit corroded under the powder drawer there. They all get a scabby little patch, but this has got progressively worse since it was stored in a garage and it was slightly damp, I think. Works okay though. Other than that, it's, the pump's very noisy. I think it needs a new pump, but other than that, it's not too bad. Seems to be okay. And the washcraft's fine. Works pretty well. I just need to try and fathom how to get the old filter out, because the filter's blocked and the plastic's so brittle that the handle snapped off. So I've bought a new filter, but at the moment it's just getting the old filter out to put it right. But the yeah, that one, the washcraft's generally alright. It's just this one that needs a new pump to stop the noise, but it does still work. Then we got this one, which is what I bought for the kitchen originally. It's a Zanussi FJD1666W. It's a good machine. It would have been really good in its time, but unfortunately when I got it back, turned out the bearings were going on it, and having left it standing for a few days, tried it yesterday, like the drum was stuck solid when I turned it by hand. So I've got to try and figure out how I'm going to sort that out, because an engineer didn't really want to touch it, so it looks like I might be doing it by myself. So yeah, that's my 3 machines. I've also got a Zanussi Z930 electronic sensor dryer, which matches this, but I haven't got matching ones for these at the moment. And to be honest, I don't really want a matching one for this, because it's just a plain yellow button dryer of the same design as what they've been using right up till recently, so I'm not that bothered about that. But the dryer to match the 1012 would be quite cool. Anyway, so that's my little collection, and that's the ones that came with the flat. And then over here is my sort of main dryer, which is the ZDC372W. It's just got my sheets in, which were in the flexi dose earlier. It's just finished, so it's doing its anti-crease. It's only a basic timed one, nothing fancy, but it's 7 kilos, so it holds enough. You've got your delicate cottons and synthetics, and it lights up to tell you the basic bits and pieces. Really good dryer, dries pretty quickly for a condenser. It's been on for 65 minutes with those sheets in, and I would think that they'd be definitely dry. Usually they're dry in 60 minutes. So yeah, it's a pretty good dryer. Towels generally probably 70 to 75 minutes, which again is pretty good because it's not really anything fancy, the dryer, but yeah, it would match really well with the FlexiDose upstairs. It'd be good to have a utility space with both of them in instead of them spread around all over the place, but I have to wait till I get my own place for that. So yeah, that's my little collection. And then obviously the FlexiDose is upstairs with the dishwasher, which came with the flat, which is a Bosch, which is alright, although it started making a few weird noises, so I don't know whether there's something wrong with that or not, but don't really use it very much. Yeah, so that's my collection as it is at the moment. Cheers guys, bye.